If there was ever a single year that perfectly captured America's obsession with the future, speed, and space-age optimism, it was 1959. And no automobile expressed that obsession more boldly than the Cadillac. The fins were taller than ever. The styling was louder than ever. And the message was clear: Cadillac was king. But just 1 year later, in 1960, something changed. The fins were still there, but the attitude was different. Today, we're taking a deep dive into why the 1960 Cadillac exists, how the legendary 1959 model pushed design too far, and how restraint quietly replaced excess at the top of the American luxury car world. By the late 1950s, the American auto industry was heavily influenced by jet aircraft, rockets, and the growing space race. Cars weren't just transportation anymore. They were symbols of national confidence. Chrysler had already introduced large tailfins in 1957, and they shocked the industry. But Cadillac wasn't about to be outdone. For 1959, Cadillac designers, led by Dave Holz, created fins so tall and dramatic that they became instantly iconic. From the rear, the 1959 Cadillac is unforgettable. But here's the irony. Despite its fame, even Dave Holz himself never fully embraced the design. The car succeeded culturally, but artistically, it left its own creator conflicted. The 1959 Cadillac wasn't subtle. It was American optimism taken to its absolute extreme. The problem with extremes is that there's nowhere left to go. By 1959, Cadillac had reached the peak of the fin era. Any further exaggeration would have crossed into parody. Internally, Cadillac designers understood this. They needed a new direction, one that preserved prestige without relying on shock value. And surprisingly, the inspiration didn't come from a mass-market Cadillac at all. It came from one of the most expensive cars Cadillac had ever built. Most people are familiar with the 1957 and 1958 Dorado Brougham, ultra-luxury sedans loaded with cutting-edge features, from memory power seats to cocktail glasses. But far fewer people know that Cadillac produced another Dorado Brougham in 1959 and 1960. This version was designed in-house, but built in Italy by Pininfarina. And here's the key detail. Its fins were significantly toned down. On Cadillac's most expensive car, priced at around $13,000 in 1959, the company chose restraint over drama. That decision spoke volumes. This car didn't sell well, but it quietly shaped Cadillac's future. When the 1960 Cadillac debuted, it was clear that the brand had listened to itself. The fins were still sharp, even dangerously sharp by modern standards, but they were lower, cleaner, and more integrated into the body. From the rear, the 1960 model looks elegant rather than explosive. The rocket-style tail lamps of 1959 were gone, replaced by a more refined vertical integration into the fins themselves. This wasn't a retreat. It was maturity. The front of the 1960 Cadillac shows just how intentional the redesign was. Compared to the 1959 model, the bumper is slimmer. The parking lamps are more restrained. And the grille finally reads as one continuous, wall-to-wall texture without visual clutter. The Cadillac crest and V emblem are stretched horizontally, visually widening the car even further. A clever design trick that enhances presence without aggression. Everything feels calmer, cleaner, and more confident. One of General Motors' greatest strengths during this era was surface development. Look closely at the 1960 Cadillac, and you'll see flowing creases that begin at the hood, wrap around the headlights, and gently fade as they move rearward. The beltline naturally dissolves into the fin, with subtle filleted surfaces catching light and separating volumes. The wraparound windshield and tapered A-pillar are particularly elegant, even by today's standards. This is sculpture, not decoration. Inside, The 1960 Cadillac focuses on comfort rather than technology overload. The two-spoke steering wheel features a recessed hub, an early safety-oriented design. Rich cloth upholstery provides both luxury and durability. Cruise control was already available. And interestingly, air conditioning and heating controls were still separate systems, a reminder of how advanced Cadillac already was. Even the bench seats feel intentionally designed, not merely functional. Under the hood sits the 390 cubic inch Cadillac V8, producing around 345 gross horsepower. Paired with a legendary hydromatic transmission, proven in military use during World War II, the drivetrain was smooth, reliable, and effortlessly powerful. This wasn't about speed. It was about confidence. The 1959 Cadillac represents America at full volume, bold, optimistic, and unapologetic. The 1960 Cadillac represents refinement, the moment when confidence no longer needed to shout. So which one do you prefer? The unforgettable excess of 1959? Or the elegant maturity of 1960? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.